All right, family. Today I'm going to be talking about these two devices that I'm currently holding in my hand. Um, to be very honest, I must say I have used the two devices. And for those of you who are familiar with this one is known as Moniepoint POS system for small businesses, and this one is known as Yoco POS system for business. And so today I wanted to just be able to do a bit of a review on the both of them. And I'm hoping that each of the businesses will be able to watch this very particular video. And so let's also begin to do a bridging. Remember that for us as AfriOne Network, it's all about bridging the divide. One of the big things that I have come to understand with some of the things that I am seeing currently in Nigeria, especially on the business side of things, I was saying to the team just a few minutes ago, that it seems that the business side of things in Nigeria seems to want to extract a lot and make the people bleed. And even the banking system also somehow compared to the place in which I am from, the banking system in Nigeria literally would want to bleed you. I think there is a particular bank because I'm not talking about the bank now, I'm just talking about Moniepoint and Yoco for today. The particular bank currently now, one of the top big bank, for strangers, I was complaining to a friend of mine, I'm like, I don't understand why they like debiting people in the night. Like they come with a very demonic, and funny enough, it doesn't have a description on their debiting. That's Nigerian banks. South African banks, for instance, I'm going to be benchmarking South Africa and Nigeria because Moniepoint is Nigeria. Yoko, literally, is South Africa. Now, for South African bank, for instance, you can then pick a TS or a particular level of subscription that you want on a monthly base. That is dependent on how your operation of the business needs to function. And based on that, you can then say you are paying 200 Rand monthly. The 200 Rand monthly, for instance, can say, okay, you have 5 free withdrawal or probably 5 free transfer. You can deposit unlimited amount of money without no bank charges coming or anything and co. For just that 200 or 500 or 1,000 Rand, dependent on the level of transaction you want to do. So you can benchmark. Now with Nigeria, Dololo, they don't have. Now, what that then do is the fact that when you want to send 1,000 naira, for example, from a Nigerian bank, they will first of all remove 50 naira, or depending on the bank charges, they will remove money first for you transferring to somebody's account. When it gets to that person's account, they also charge the person who is also receiving the money. The ease of doing business in Nigeria when it comes to bank, it's a problem. So now, with that being said, that will give you a clue about this guy or this guy. Now, one of the things about these two people is the fact that this guy, which is known as Moniepoint literally started in 2015. Yoko started in 2014, so which means they have a 1 year different gaps and stuff, which is, it's not, whatever thing I'm going to bring here will not make any difference and stuff. But now, the side of Moniepoint literally, from what I have gathered, is the fact that they are also functioning like a banking system, which means the ability for you to be able to get loans and all of those very particular things for them. It's also possible and all of that. With these guys, Yoko, they are just a payment gateway. So which means you can't get loan, but they can give you what you call money advance, which would be debited literally from your transactions you do with them. But they are not bank linked. The only thing that they link with bank is the fact that when your transaction is done in less than 24 hours, these guys will send your money directly into your account without you even requesting. For me to have it in my hand means I'm using it. Now, with these ones, literally, it's the same thing where your transaction obviously shows in your app or whatever you're using and co, because it's actually a microfinance, but this is where my problem is. And that is where it begins to get deeper. With this guy is known as Yoko, you buy the machine outright. As you buy this very particular machine outright, it becomes your property. If there is a fault on this very particular machine, as long as it's still within the warranty of that very particular company, you can still take it back. They fix it for you and give it back to you. You can also be able to insure Yoko machine. And so, which means for me to be able to have it in Nigeria at the moment, which means, and guess what? This is where it's different from this. I have not been able to use this very particular machine thus far in Nigeria, obviously because of the currency exchange and stuff. And also some of the bank card in Nigeria cannot support this. And so it becomes a problem. So because of that, I decided to get this. Now, this is the problem with Moniepoint. And this is where it gets into. When you buy a Moniepoint stuff, this is an outright purchase according to them. But the problem is this, you can't insure. Now, it's very interesting where I was speaking to the people who I bought this very particular, and I even went to their office myself to also go make an inquiry. You can insure the stuff, but at the same time also, they tell you you bought it outrightly. If there is a fault on this device, it's at your own loss. It can be repaired. Now, if it gets missing, it's your problem. Nothing happened. But this one, if I'm insuring this one and it gets me, they would give me another one. Let's say, for example, I insured these very particular guys called Yoco, and I insured them on Monday. And literally, if I paid the insurance and on Friday this one is missing, Yoco will bring on another new one. They don't have any problem. They'll give me because my insurance is active on that very particular month. This one, none. Nothing. And they will tell you, no, the reason why is because I asked a question why. They say because you bought it outright. But this is where the problem with Moniepoint is for me. And Moniepoint, I'm using this one as just a thing for you to be able to use. I'm using Moniepoint as a scapegoat for every of the other POS business in Nigeria. Please hear me. You can't tell me that I bought this with my money outright. I can't insure. But yet, this is where it becomes painful when Nigerian business, literally, for lack of better word, they extort the people. If I don't use these for a certain period of time, the bank will come and collect it from my hand, but yet I bought it outright. I don't know if you understand. Is that fair? I have these I bought outright. I've not used it, if I'm not mistaken, for the past 6-7 months. I can't try it with these guys. They would have come to pick it up. In fact, a matter of fact, I remember there was a day where there was a bit of a transaction crisis I was having with Yoco, with Moniepoint. I went to their place and stuff, only for me to find out that it was just a lousy stuff. And guess what? At the end of the day, what was painful for me with them is this. The lady who was attending to me said, sir, I just want you to understand that if anything should happen to this, it's at your own loss. And if you don't use it, was so funny to the point that even the person that I bought this from had to call me and say, I've not done transaction on this stuff and co. I'm like, why are you monitoring my transaction? What's your problem? I bought it outright. If I want to do transaction with it, I will. If I don't, I don't. I'm saying this because I want the average Nigerian who is watching to understand that if these two devices, literally, you can see that almost the same color, you would think that they are the same company. But it just shows that this is China literally doing those Chinese. But at the end of the day, I think what I'm saying is this to Moniepoint and all of the POS guys. If I'm going to buy your product, and I decide to do this very particular review, if I'm going to buy your product, I want you to understand this. Sell it outright. If I do business with it, it's none of my business because I've bought it. Now, this is where it becomes a pain. If I lost it, it's my loss. If the machine is faulty, it's my problem. But if I'm not using the thing to do business, you want to collect it back from my hand, chances are to sell it back as a demo stuff to another client. Is that not a fraud on the banking side? Because literally, your competitor, which is in South Africa, you will say, but let me say this to you, they are planning to come to Nigeria, so let me just help you, let me give you for free. They are planning. So imagine they come into the country and they can literally, and this is even more sophisticated because this is a touch pen vibe kind of stuff, like touch stuff. It has its own inbuilt SIM card. It doesn't need any, what's it called, Wi-Fi, Wahala, all of those things. Inbuilt SIM card is in it, or I can use Wi-Fi or whatever, and all of those things. Chances are maybe Moniepoint has an advanced system, but this is one I'm using. This one also is limited. Moniepoint, PayPal, is it PayPal? No, what's the other one again? What am I? The other one that's everybody, Opay and Pampay, that's the name I'm looking for. The way the two of them, all of you who is doing this in Nigeria, please do me a favor. Give your people options. If I'm going to buy this thing outright, it means outright. Provide me an insurance in case if the thing is going to get lost. Because the people who are using this, I have done my bit of a research. There are guys on the street, there are market guys, there are people who are just trying to do their urgent 2Ks. Put an insurance policy. That is how you protect the business. And because of that, the people can come back knowing too well that this. The moment the lady said to me that when this very particular thing gets missing, it's your loss. If it's spoiled, it's your fault. And all of those things. I promise you, I become finicky about it. Literally, I become finicky about it. And I'm thinking, but if I don't use it, you will come and collect it from my hand. What's the difference? Fintech organization and everyone who is interested in going into the POS business or probably the fintech side of things, I want to encourage you, please try to do what I call international benchmarking or probably African benchmarking. I'm using South Africa and Nigeria for now because I play within those very particular places. Kenya has phenomenal platforms and stuff. Rwanda, they also have it and co. But for now, with that being said, I want you to understand that the system works for Moniepoint. The both of them work. But the point I've raised is the fact that when you have this, is not your outro, you're not the owner of it. Tomorrow they can come and collect it from your hand, but yet they say you paid outright. No insurance. If it goes missing, you are gone. It's powered by banking system, which means you can be able to get loan from the bank, obviously based on their transaction of business you are doing. But at the end of the day, you have to choose your devil. These guys, they are just a payment gateway system. They can help you in terms of selling your product and all of those very particular things. The only thing they do is the fact that you put your banking details behind their software. So when every transaction is done, they send directly to you. Less than 24 hours, the money appears in your account. It is insured. When there is a fault, they come, they repair. And if you lost it and you are under insurance, they give you a new one without you paying anything. The choice is yours. Moniepoint, think about its problem. Yoco, think about its own problem also. So that's my review for today. You ever can tell the next time I'm going to be picking some of the bank also, and also be able to do a review for you to see, so that our banking in Nigeria needs to improve. And also to the major banks, please, I'll be coming for you guys. Access Bank in particular, because Access Bank is in South Africa. And I can tell you point blank, the system in South Africa and how they run it is totally different from the system in Nigeria. But Nigeria can do better whereby we don't lose money. Because every transaction that happens in this country, money is going. And it's a pain. I remain your host, the Afropolitan Apostle, and I'll see you on the subsequent production on what I call Bridging the Divide. Bye for now, and God bless you. Elevate. This is the sound of the new tribe. AfriOne for Africa.